Day 2, well, we discovered this yesterday, but invariably when we pulled the deck off, we found that the core was just rotten to bits. Here's parts of it.
I'm actually stepping right on.
The balsa is actually wet to touch, and it came off no problem because it was completely unbonded. So we ripped off all that we could until we found good core, and then we sealed off all the edges with epoxy, and then I cut plywood pieces to fit, epoxy coated those, and bedded them in Cabasil and West System epoxy.
And this is how it looks like now.
Stiffer than they should be. We used plywood. We weren't that concerned about weight. So we chose plywood over the balsa. And this repair here took, really from start to finish, it took about 2.5 hours.
Excellent. Excellent work. Excellent work. And also on the deck today, we ran a couple wires that are gonna be hooked up to the very loud horn, and there's a running light there, so the wire goes all the way down here, and we couldn't finish here because we got those straps and still holding the deck up, but it's gonna go down here everywhere for the bilge pump, the engine. And this is what we have in here. And then we have a new employee today. His name is Jason.
Did everything.
New employee.
They're just taking credit for it.
We just hire him. I still gotta run his social security though, but see if it's legal in here. And this is, I think I can step in here. This is day 2. This is the bilge. We pull off the bilge pump right there. Build a new piece of wood, and it's sealing right in that corner. It's gonna go right in here. We're gonna paint that white as well. And we got the whole bilge painted, and the fuel tank's still there, great, looking good.
Held 3 pounds of pressure.
3 pounds of pressure. I'm walking over here, and this not very well done, but it's not too bad. The new employee just started today. We didn't have much time to train him, so he got that part done.
We also have this little knee brace up front, which had delaminated, came unbonded. So we decided to do quick and easy but effective. We took 5200, which is forever, and just rebedded it down.
Yeah.
And that's kicking now, and that is never going to go anywhere.
And the reason that we paint all that, it's because, I don't know if you're going to be able to see here, but in the deck, there's a hatch here. There's one hatch on each side there. It's right there. So when you open, it's going to be nice and white inside. Yep.
Let me ask you something. Did you...
This is the console, by the way.
The inside of the transom today?
A little bit, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the top, see the half top?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Good. Which is a good thing to do, but in addition to all of that, when we put the deck down, this is going to be bonded to the deck. There's going to be lots of glue.
Glue in there, yeah. So we have a very strong transom. Fill all the little holes.
We sealed it back
Pro
up
Set
with unthickened epoxy and Pro Set, and we did the same with the old engine mounting holes.
Yeah, yeah, because we're not going to use it anymore. It's all sealed up nice now.
We're going to
no
keep
more water.
all of the drains to both of the fish boxes, and I think we're going to use those as big coolers.
Beer boxes.
And the ice is just going to
We
drain
should call beer boxes.
out the transom, which is nice. The beer boxes.
Beer boxes with drain.
You took the through hole.
Through hole, it's brand new.
For the bilge pump, and you rebedded it in 5200.
The new employee did that. The new employee, so if you have a leak in here, we know why.
We've also decided that the screw holes for the old deck mount and for the rub rail, when we re-glue, there's going to be so much glue running in and around this joint that we believe that glue is going to be seeping out of all these holes.
Right.
So we decided not to waste our time filling them now, as they're only going to get filled in the process of putting the deck down.
Exactly. And this is the console right there, which is still on the floor.
We've done nothing to this.
Nothing yet.
The fun work will be here. We've got the breaker panel here.
Yeah.
Our engine control is going to go here.
Yeah.
We have a fuel gauge here. The gauge is probably okay. The senders are usually what goes south.
Yeah.
Eventually, I think we're going to get all the rest of the engine instrument readouts here.
GPS gonna go right on top there.
GPS can go anywhere on this big.
Right on top, right where my camera case is. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah. And we decided we're gonna put speakers on the aft side for people who's hanging out in the back, and two speakers facing forward.
That's the 2 more speakers.
2 more. And those speakers are crappy. I got
Okay.
the nice Sony brand new ones
Alright.
coming into the boat.
Oh, and cover? This is the original bedding compound. We don't know what it is, that they put the deck down to the hull. And at first, I suggested we take it off, but then the popular opinion was to leave it on, because we're not going to have to build up this surface if we keep this stuff here. So I think we're just going to put a relatively thin bead of whatever hull the deck buddy
Sikaflex we
choose.
should use in here because we have that
Sikaflex
case.
would be good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll
So
glue that.
perhaps Sikaflex for this, and perhaps Sikaflex for a hull to deck
Yeah, that might work.
joint there.
And then tomorrow we got an electrical day probably because it's going to be a little shorter day. Right now it's about 7:40, almost 7:40 yet. So a little shorter day tomorrow so we don't kill ourselves. And that's it for day 2. Now we're just going to pack it up, bring those back to the parking lot.
Another shot of the paint job on the front.
The paint job. Let me get another shot of the paint job.
Show how
Wow.
nice it is.
Let me get it from far away so we can't see the black spots. All right, Johnny. Another
right,
successful day. Oh, I want to say, can you hold the camera? I want to say something to Eric.
Oh, sure. Let me.
Just a little message.
Okay, Hafa, do you have a message for Eric?
Yes, my friend Rojo, man. I know you're jealous because we're gonna get this boat out in the water and we're gonna be out there with, you know, beer, fishing. Girls eventually will come to have a party with us. But that's not a reason for us to try to put us down, tell us that the boat's gonna sink, and John always do that, and he has a boat for 2 years and there's no deck on. So the deck's right behind Johnny right now, and you know, it's just gonna happen this time. And I'm glad to have you on the boat with us, if you're not afraid of the boat to sink. And that's what I have to say to you today.
All right.
And you guys have a good night.
Well done, Hafa.
New employee, you coming to work tomorrow?
We'll see.
We'll take the day off tomorrow.
Gotta see my check first.
All right, let's clean up this mess.
Okay.